What's going on, everybody? My name is VB. Welcome back to the channel. And today we are talking about a theory that is currently being popularized right now, and it is the Septum Ring theory. Now, if nobody knows what this is a modern, socially driven idea, most notably originating on platforms like Facebook and TikTok, which claims that people with septum piercings and nose rings in general are more likely to hold certain political or social views, such as socialism, or exhibit specific behavioral traits. And when we're talking about behavioral traits, that's what I kind of want to focus on real quick. And honestly, it's kind of like, yeah, this is kind of a common theme around most people that have these fucking septum rings. And it's a little disturbing, I have to say. And I ain't gonna lie, it's kind of like a spectrum when you think about it, where it's like the bigger the ring on their nose, the more batshit fucking crazy they are. And when it's like a small little ring, you know, they're kind of okay, they're decent, they're not gonna fucking call you on nothing. They're gonna have some certain views that you're not gonna agree with, but you know what? They're more than likely normal, right? They're more than likely normal, not gonna cause any problems with you. You're perfectly fine with them. But then when you start getting to big fat fucking rings that cover their nostrils and shit, bro, they are the most batshit fucking crazy people you could ever think of. I found this channel based if true, pretty decent channel. Found him out of nowhere, kind of just popped up in my feed, and he was making a video that's similar to this right now. And at the very end, let me tell you, this is very disturbing. This is a very diluted individual, let me tell you.
Septum ring theory? I'm gonna need you MAGA its to explain to me exactly what you mean by septum ring theory.
Like, brother, I'm sorry, but what the fuck is on your nose? What the hell is that? This bitch got a whole ass bike lock on her nose, covering one of her nostrils. Has the fucking, like, metal on her lips, has little plastic things on her cheek and her fucking chin and shit. Of course, she has the blue hair, so she is with a certain type of group, I will say. Starts with an L. And, dog, what the fuck is going on, man, with her voice? What, like, just listen.
People just don't appreciate the beauty of piercings, and you're afraid of them, and you're intimidated by them, so then you use them to try to offend me.
Lady, I'm not afraid of septum rings, I'm afraid of you. Okay? You are a fucking freak of nature. That's what the fuck you are. This is some dystopian, I went to the character creator on Cyberpunk and I went a little too far. That's what's going on here, man. Jesus fucking Christ. And some people that I know that have like a septum ring aren't really that bad people, but when you have a full-blown like mental breakdown, you think that this is what you want to look like, I'm sorry, lady, you are fucking nuts, man. Okay, now this girl, ain't gonna lie, if she didn't have that fat fucking blue halo that's attached to her nostrils, she would actually look pretty decent, right? I think she would look pretty good. Not like a 10 out of 10, but I'd say like maybe like a 7, right? Pretty decent, maybe 6. But it's not even attractive. I really don't get what's going on with society and having women just put a fucking piece of metal or a piece of plastic just attached to your nose. Why do they do this? And honestly, just right now, I just did a quick Google search because I'm not gonna go deep diving into this, but apparently it originated 4,000 years ago in the Middle East with a bunch of African tribes and Indian tribes to signify like a social status and to also have a perceived fierceness for like warriors and shit. And honestly, it's supposed to be some sort of signal for empowerment and to make a individual look more intimidating. But I'm just gonna make it a buck with y'all. I'm just gonna tell you right now, y'all ain't fucking warriors, okay? Y'all ain't fucking warriors. You're doing this to make yourselves look tough, but honestly, you just look fucking stupid, man.
Septum theory is a theory in which everybody who has a septum piercing is mentally unstable, weird, or has had trauma in their past. Everybody I've ever met who does have a septum piercing, including myself, falls into this category. But if you truly are going to judge people based off this theory and further stigmatize people who have trauma or just lack a piercing, you can suck my septum. While you're at it, a little bit of my snot might fall into your mouth, where you'll probably like it because you still have the mental capacity of a toddler who eats their boogers.
Very tough words, I have to say. Like, that really just got me thinking, like, yeah, this guy is a total badass. I definitely don't want to fuck with him. Ow. Crazy. I mean, if this is a signal for, like, strength or wealth or status, depending on the culture, then isn't it kind of weird how a lot of these people are like these white girls or like white dudes that are just like using it for their own benefit or for their own status, and then they're making it seem like more of a empowerment thing? It's not the use of the septum ring. It is them just trying to be different to show that they're being a different type of person. And it's kind of weird because this is more or less like cultural appropriation in a way. I'm not intimidated by your nose piercing, dude. I just think you're fucking crazy, okay? I don't think you're strong. I don't think you're intelligent. I don't think you have that much status. You're just trying to be different. You're just trying to be somebody that you're not, okay? And if it was from a different culture, I would be a little bit more on board, right? If it came from like the country of origin, like say Africa, and I saw women wearing those nose piercings like that, I would be a little bit more understandable because I know that there's kind of like a actual cultural history to it. And I think that if it's more or less from those people, it's no problem whatsoever. Is it a little bit weird? Yes, but I can understand it a little bit better. But some random white chick from the suburbs that thinks that, oh, this is more of a cosmetic choice or this is more of a sign of rebellion. No, this is not a sign of rebellion. You're still in the same system that you're born in. You're still paying the taxes. You're still living in, I'm assuming, America. And you're just using this to fuel your stupid rage that you have at the system, or quote-unquote patriarchy.
Not to be a man-hater or anything. Actually, no, fully to be a man-hater. Fully to be a man-hater.
I mean, yeah, I would assume so. I honestly think that, yeah, you do hate men. I would, if I saw you on the street, not gonna lie, would guarantee that you would probably look at me with disgust. Not gonna lie. I would also look at you the same way. And bro, people that have this ring on their face are most of the time the most aggressive type of people. And they'd have that for no fucking reason, man. I don't get why they confuse empowerment with aggression or being validated in trying to demean or be pissed off at people. Bro, it is not a character trait to just be this raging fucking lunatic on the street. Have some fucking decency. Go ahead and treat people like you would any other person. Just leave that shit behind, man. Wear your fucking ring and go on with your day. Honestly, you're no better than the fucking military guy that has like 18 different Republican stickers on the back of his truck and a sticker that shows you pissing on Joe Biden, alright? You're no better than those type of people. You're just on the different side of the spectrum, just spouting like nonsense and making yourself look more and more like a fucking idiot, okay? You're just the same type of person, just on the other side, and you think that's a character trait. No, you're just a fucking moron, dude. I mean, this chick, ain't gonna lie, probably should have contemplated a little bit harder, because that shit is not reversible. Just saying. I just think it's kind of weird to have a cultural thing reappropriated into something else, and taking something that was meant for warriors or like tribal fierceness and using it for a political agenda or using it for a statements to show rebellion. It doesn't really correlate that well. I think that it's a misrepresentation of what that kind of style is supposed to be. And I think it's just kind of weird. I think it's very weird for people like that to just take something that has significant meaning and just throwing that away and using it for their own personal benefit or to show that they're being different. Like, no, you're not being different. You're being an idiot, man. I don't get it. That's all I really have to say. If you have a ring on your face, I hope you stay at least 50 feet away from me. Otherwise, I'm gonna laugh at you. So that's it. That's the end of the video. Bye.